Hello everyone, welcome to Move Well, Live Well. We've been having a number of people coming in with issues regarding their shoulder. Specifically, the problems they're having with their shoulder is that while they're either driving or they're reading a book, they're having like this deep ache in their shoulder, kind of in the back, this kind of like the deep achy tightness into their shoulder. Sometimes also people have been coming in with problems with when they're bench pressing or they're doing any kind of pressing type movements, either overhead or bench pressing, their shoulder doesn't feel like it's sitting right in the socket, and they're having this pain and deep ache in through the shoulder. And so what's happened is that the shoulder, sometimes the head of the humerus that fits in the socket is not sitting in there very well. So this is just an easy fix to help get into a better position for the shoulder, and to get into a better position when you're driving, when you're reading or working at a computer and you're getting that deep ache in there, or even when you're bench pressing or doing overhead presses that involve a lot of shoulder movement. It helps get that shoulder into a better position, so that way you don't feel that deep ache and pain in there. Even sleeping. We've been getting a lot of people coming in with, my shoulder aches while I sleep, and it just feels like it's tight, and I can't get comfortable when I'm sleeping. So this is one easy way to kind of help alleviate some of those issues when you're doing these types of activities in your life. So what you do is you get on all fours here, and what you're gonna do, let's see this here, is you're gonna have your shoulders squarely over your elbow. So now your humerus, or your upper arm bone, is perpendicular to the floor. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna sink down you're gonna let your body weight kind of sink down into the shoulder. And you should feel this kind of a weird stretching kind of, this is a retraction move. So what you're doing is you're retracting the shoulder back into the socket. It helps fit into that ball joint, helps the head of the humerus fit into that joint much more comfortably. So what you're doing, you're sinking down into this, and you're searching for those tight areas of the shoulder, and then you can kind of rock back and forth as you find one to really kind of grind it out, if you will, those tight areas. So that way that shoulder sits in that socket much better. From the front view, let me see if I can twist this way so you can kind of see it from the front view. Again, squarely, you're just letting that body sink into that shoulder. You're letting that body sink down into the ground and letting that shoulder hold a lot of your body weight. And again, you want to do this to your comfort level, to your tolerance. If you're feeling extreme pain or anything like that, it should feel kind of like a weird stretch in through here. And you're just kind of moving back and forth. Like right there is a good spot for me. And I can just kind of rock back and forth with the shoulder, just moving that shoulder to get it into that socket much better, in a better position. So again, side view, looking like this. And you can do this on a counter. You can do this, I prefer the floor, because it's easier to let your body weight just kind of hang in here and do this. But you can do it on a counter. You can do it with, make sure there's a pad underneath the elbow, because the elbow is pretty bony and it kind of hurts in through there if you do it on the counter without a pad underneath. This is a nice kind of foam pad right here that I'm doing it with. And you're just searching for those tight areas. And once you find one, you just kind of hang out in there a little bit and rock back and forth until that shoulder feels much looser. You can feel that tightness kind of go away, if you will. That deep achy tightness go away. And again, from the front view, it looks like this. And again, you're just letting your body sink into that shoulder. And you do both sides. You'll find one side, typically for me, I have problems with my right shoulder, so I like to do this mostly for my right shoulder. But yeah, you want to work it for your left as well. Another thing you can do it with a straight arm. So you can be in here and do it with a straight arm, again, you're letting your body kind of sink into the shoulder. And again, you're hunting around, you're searching for those tight areas in the shoulder. The problem with this movement, even though it works really well, is that you're having to kind of really support your weight with your tricep and everything, and kind of can fatigue on you. But again, if you don't like doing it with your elbow, this is another way you can do it. And from the front view, it kind of looks like this in here, and you're letting that, and you can kind of rock back and forth when you find a spot right in there. So that's one simple way to really get that shoulder into a better position, so that way when you're driving, when you're sitting, you're reading a book, you're working a computer, the shoulder kind of sits in that socket a lot better, and it's less work for those muscles, and thereby decreasing that achiness or even that pain that you may feel when you're doing those activities, even while you're sleeping. It just fits in that shoulder better. Also, it feels a lot better when you're doing movements like the bench press, or you're doing any overhead movements as well. If you have any questions, drop them off in the comment section below. Thank you for watching. We appreciate it. Please like, subscribe, and share so that way other people can benefit from the videos. And like I said, we thank you. We'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.